Welcome to Center Ice Productions. It is April 2nd, 2024. Please hit the likes and subscribe down in the right-hand corner. I would muchly appreciate it. Now, as the title says, it's a review of tonight's game with the Panthers coming into Montreal, and figured this was going to be a loss. We figured wrong. Montreal put up so much fight. They outplayed the Panthers, although the Panthers were coming in on a back-to-back. So a little tired, but good game. Very solid game from the Habs. This had some feist to it, and the Habs came to play, and Montie finally got his first victory against his old squad. All right, we're going to give you the stats. 5-3 was the final score. Good, solid game by the Habs. Okay, so first period we got 2-1 for the Panthers. Montreal gets 2 goals in the second, and 2-1 for Montreal in the third. Final 5-3. All right, first the 3 stars. Nick Suzuki, who had 2 goals, and he had a really solid game. Great game by Suzuki. That first line was really good tonight. Slafkovsky was playing monstrous, and Caulfield had a great game. And yeah, second star was Jake Evans, who he had a really solid game as well. He had a goal. And then we had Slafkovsky as the third star with an assist and a +1. And had a really solid game. I actually would have put Slav at number 2. To be honest, he was a beast all night. If not, it would have been a toss-up with him and Suzuki, just because he had such a beastie night. He was in a lot of scrums, physical, and winning a lot of battles. Didn't back down from anything. Was very feisty. Very good to see out of the kid. He's just coming along beautifully. So, first goal was Anton Lundell, and Montreal didn't look too sharp on this one. Anderson didn't have his man, and yeah, it was an easy goal. He got by them, went inside out on Montie. So that was at 9:16 of the first period. Then it was Yolar, and it was unassisted. 10-12, Yolar Mia gets a beautiful goal with a great play started by Alex Newhook, but Armia was assisted by Pizzetta, and Newhook, he got the rebound out in front and buried it, no problem. He's just been great since he's been back from Laval. And at 13-13, of course, Alexander Barkov, assisted by Tarasenko, and this was one where they caught, you had both defensemen made errors on this play. Matheson was outplayed on his man beat, and Gooley was out of position, and everybody was caught standing, looking around, and it was an easy goal for Barkov, assisted by Tarasenko. No mistakes made other than our defenseman, who misplayed that wildly. But they had a great game. Don't get me wrong. They made that one error, and they had a solid game after that. Okay, so then, after that being the case, then we go to the second period. Nick Suzuki gets a nice tip in front of the net. Or actually, no, he got that pass. And, yeah, he gets the pass intercepted, which was from Tarasenko as well. And he right on his tape, and he just buried it as Stalwarts had no chance of stopping that. Beautiful shot by Suzuki. Great composure, and just wired it home. Great snap shot. Beautiful. Then at 12:24, Suzuki gets another one on the power play, set by Matheson. A new hook. The power play. So that was at 12:24. Third period came. Cole Caulfield gets a beautiful setup from Yuri Slafkovsky, who sets it just in stone for him. And he goes around and wraps it around in the net. Beautiful goal for Cole to see him come out of his slump. And Gooley got the play started. Gooley to Slav, and Slav just made such a beautiful play there, passing it to Cole, and he went in and took care of business. Then that was at 33 seconds into the third period. 4:33, Jake Evans scores unassisted shorthanded goal. It goes on the break between a race between him and Montie. He wins the race, and he just makes no mistake, buries it. So nice 5-hole goal for him. And then at 18:44, Sam Bennett gets one where he goes around the net and kind of loses Jack-Eye. So Jack-Eye kind of lost a step on him, and he got around, and everybody, there was 3 guys from the Habs standing in front of the net. So we, again, had too many guys on one guy, outmanning them, and so Bennett just spun around, closed in, and Montie couldn't really move on that one. So Bennett gets a goal assisted by Kulikov and Lundell, shorthanded goal. Okay, yeah. So we always seem to let one of those shorthanded goals go in. Okay, so stats. Shots, 40 for Florida, 39 for the Habs. And hits, 15 to 20 for the Habs. Face-offs, 42 to 24 for Florida. 0 for 5. We did a great job on the penalty kill. Joel Armia was just exceptional on the penalty kill. So 0 for 5 for them. 1 for 7. We had a lot of chances, but at least we got 1. But that's not a great ratio. Thank God we had a good game, period. A lot of good movement on certain power plays tonight, though. Penalty minutes was 40 for them, 26. They were very undisciplined, 26 for us. Giveaways, 7 for them, 6 for us. Takeaways, 3 for them, 1 for us. Block shots, 16 to 18 for us. And if we want to get into the penalty summary, David Savard took a 2-minute for tripping at 1:13 in the first period. Kevin Stenlund took a 2 minutes for hooking at 17:48. 18:50. To Listerin took a 2-minute for delay of game at 18:50, and then 19:29 Slafkovsky for roughing, and Eklund 2 minutes for roughing, both at 9. At the end, that was right at the end of the first. Good fight from. It wasn't a fight, but I mean they were just kind of wrestling on the ice. Good feist from Slav. And on that play, Eklund never did come back. He went out, never showed back up after that. That in the second period, he didn't come back. He didn't return, so something was wrong. So then, second period penalty, Sam Bennett at 10:48, 2 minutes for interference. Jesse Yolonen at 14:56, 2 minutes for holding. Third period, Nick Suzuki, 4:05, 2 minutes for delay game. Lester Turin, 5:22, 2 minutes for hooking. 8:58, Michael Pizzetta, 2 minutes for kneeing. Nick Cousins, it was such a dirty play. A hit after the play was gone, after the whistle down, so there was no need of the hit. But just one of those cheap shots Cousins takes. 13:58, 2 minutes for roughing, and served by Kyle Opoza. 13:58, Nick Cousins, 2 minutes for roughing. 13:58, Jake Evans, who definitely roughed back, defended himself very well. 18:58, and Nick Cousins, 10-minute misconduct for his cheap shot. And then 13:58, Brendan Manitor, 10 minutes misconduct. And 13:58, Gallagher, 10-minute misconduct. They got into it pretty good. No back down, though. Good to see the Habs sticking up for each other. And 14:34, Lister Terrarian, 2 minutes for slashing. Yeah. 15:24, Slafkovsky, 2 minutes for roughing. And 15:24, Miko Kola, 2 minutes for roughing. That was the tangle in front of the net in the third with those two, and Slab didn't back down. Kind of got a punch, cheap shot in the face, and he stood up for himself. 15:47, Ekman Larson, 2 minutes for slashing. 19:22, Slafkovsky, 2 minutes for delay game. That was your game. Great game for the Habs. Horrible for the Tank. But wow, this was a really entertaining game. Lots of heart in this game. Defense played a much better game. However, Florida, you could see they were without a couple of men too. I know Kachuk didn't play, and there was one other player that didn't play. I can't remember. But anyway, two big weapons for Panthers sat out this game, resting or injury, whichever it may be. Nice to see us keep Reinhardt off the board. We did a fine job assignment-wise. Good, solid team effort all the way around. This was that line one was just incredible tonight, and line two was fairly good too. Good effort though from all the lines. There was chances from here and there from all four lines were rolling pretty well. So a very straightforward game, solid play. Boys stood up for each other because this was a very chippy game. And boy, the heart of the battle was Slafkovsky, oddly enough. You would have thought maybe other guys, but he seemed to be the driving force. Bodying on the boards, battling in front of the net, lots of battling in front of the net, and just never did back down. Good to see. But they all stood up for each other, played a well game, very good game. I have to say the defense cores, for the most part, played pretty good. A couple odd man rushes, but overall, not as many as they usually give up. So that's something I've noticed. I think it's the last 2 or 3 games they've improved. They've tightened the strings on those. Good to see, but a good solid game. Unfortunately, it doesn't move us closer, to getting a better draft pick, but great win by the boys, great team spirit, great victory, and good to see Sam play pretty solid as well. There's not much. I mean, like I said, Suzuki and Slav were just at a different level, and even Caulfield played a really solid game. So good to see. And like I say, Armia, he just deserves so much commending, him and Evans as well. But Armia, who has really been a different player since being called back up from Laval. So that being said, thank you for joining me. Where's Puck Drop First here at Center Ice Productions. You've seen it. And like I said, go Habs go. Great step forward seeing them finally beat. They hadn't beat, I think it was 2 years since we beat Florida, something like that. So it was nice to finally beat them. And other than that, nice to see Montie finally beat him, really. His old squad, he had no luck with that, but they got him the win. So good, solid game. The boys really stood up. I was just impressed with the camaraderie and the defending each other. So we will catch you in the next game in the review Thursday night with Tampa coming into town. Now that one, I don't see us being as effective just because Tampa really has our number. They really do. So I would expect maybe a 5-2 score. Thank you for joining me. We will go Habs go, and hopefully, we just get lucky and maybe all the lower teams win their games and it stays the same for the lower group. That's what I can only hope for because Montreal played too well tonight. Good, solid game. Good performance. All right. Thank you for joining me. We will catch you in the next episode. God bless.